Hello guys, hello BIAFRANS, good evening everybody, good evening, welcome to the program. My name is IKEM and I'm your host this evening. We've gone far in the program and we are expecting Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE to join us with other guests in this program. I want to welcome each and every one of you. I want to say thank you for being here. We are transmitting live from Veneto in Italy, and we are anchored on two channels, Black and White Web TV and Biafra Television. And I'm proud and privileged to be your host this evening on this wonderful edition of Foodism War Gladiator. And Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE will be coming on board in the shortest possible time so we can proceed on the topic of the embargo of food, because we've been talking about food for a very long time. And the purpose of creating Black and White Web TV is to encourage our people to go into full-time agriculture, to go into food production in a massive way, knowing very well that a day is coming when we are going to experience what we are experiencing today. And we purposely set up Black and White Web TV, not just only for agriculture, but for other, other projects that will educate our people when it comes to artisan works, teaching our people a craft and art, teaching our people production, goods and services, and everything you can find. So we are looking at getting experts to always come on this program to give our people enlightenment, and give not just enlightenment, but also create opportunity, create contact with people who have the technical know-how, link them up with people who also have, the wherewithal to be able to empower our people, because the generation we live in right now is not a generation where we just have to sit back and be hoping. We have to put work on the ground. We have to enlighten our people. The amount of information you have at your disposal determines how far you can go. The amount of information you have would determine how far you can go, and that is why we are using this forum to create information, so that our people will be able to know where to get products, how to produce, and all the necessary tools you need for empowerment. And that is the essence of Black and White Web TV. And I would be also anchoring other people who will be coming with different expertise to educate our people, enlighten our people, and also make them see the need for us to go into food sufficiency, go into enough. Because when you look at agriculture encompasses almost every factor of life. When you talk about mechanical, you need all the necessary equipment. You talk about chemical, you also need all the materials for food production, for preservation, for logistics. So it's huge, and every sector has its role. The technical sector, the engineering sector has its role in agriculture. The art sector has its role in agriculture. Every sector has its role in agriculture. Even the medical sector also has its role in agriculture. And I can bet you that the aim of setting up this project, Black and White Web TV, is to make sure that the day our Almajiris will say they can no longer bring food down to us, we'll be able to sustain ourselves. And I believe that why we are where we are today is because we have not taken advantage of the opportunities that are available to us. We have not been able to put our eye on the ground to make sure that we utilize all the necessary tools we need to make enough provision for ourselves. Today, technology have given us enough for us to produce for ourselves, and that is why we are anchoring Professor Chinedu AGBODIKE, who have been on this program for a very long time now, trying to energize our people, trying to educate our people, trying to empower our people with the knowledge they need. He has taken over 11 years to make his findings, his researches, and make all the necessary information available for free for our people. And we cannot take anything for granted. And that is the reason we are always bringing him on board, so that he will give our people the insight. I remember when we were growing up, agriculture was not interesting because, we were able to just produce what we can eat within that family circle. But today we've seen a lot of people go into fish farming. You now see fish farming all over the whole place. And despite the venture, people are venturing into fish farming, animal husbandry, but it's never enough. It's never enough. That is to tell you that there's a huge opportunity. There is a huge possibility for all of us to be part of it and make food available. And if we can produce the one we can eat, then we can talk of also sending out to the world, so that the world will know that we exist. We also have to think of how we can make our impact, making food supplies to the world, that a day will come, the Almajiris will look back and regret the action, despite the fact that the food they bring to us is not even up to the standard. We don't even know how those foods are being produced, but we still buy them. We spend a huge amount of money. But if we can produce our food, we can on our own determine how we produce our food, how we want it to grow, and all the necessary procedures to give it a better quality. So on this note, I want to invite Professor Chinedu AGBODIKE. Professor, welcome to the program. Good evening.
Thank you for today. Thank you for a great day we have today.
Thank you, Prof. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to have you.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. BIAFRANS all over the world are listening to you. Thank you very much, Professor. You look young every day. Today, this your head cut. Who is the barber that did
it? One of our local barbers here. All right.
Just imagine you are looking at your hair is looking that. Professor, you have to be careful because you know young girls these days, the moment you look flashy, they go after you.
They're welcome.
You have to be careful. You have to be careful. So you don't add more wives to what you have already. Welcome, Professor, to the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, Prof, there is this clip I want us to take before we proceed, and it is very, very important that we take this clip before we proceed. Let's take this clip, please.
Prepare to go and do intensive farming, and we want somebody, our people in Argentina, please. We need, we want our cattle to look like those in, of course, we have our own local cattle or local cow, so to speak. We want to crossbreed it with the ones that we have in Argentina. They make very fine beef. That's what we want to grow in our land, and I want it to start by tomorrow morning. People must raise their land. All those idiots, all those stupid, mad people everywhere, giving land to Janjaweed, give it now to us. We are going to farm intensively to provide the food that we need to eat. Janjaweed can take their food and stuff it up their backside. That is their business. I don't give a damn. From me, from here, I thank you all for listening. And as always, everything we say is out of love and concern that you may all be better. For those of you.
Yeah, Prof, thank you very much. I hope you had I hope you listened to, and that is the voice of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have charged our people to go into farm. There was a time he said that he will be bringing foreign investors from Israel to help us in the areas of agriculture. But based on the situation in Nigeria, that it's going to be difficult based on the situation. IPOB and the Nigerian government have found themselves today. So we don't have to depend on actually foreign investors to come in, because I believe we have the technical know-how to actually go into full-time agriculture and make the best out of what we have. I decided to play the clip. Hello, Prof, are you there? I decided to play the clip so that our people will understand. So that our people will understand the time we live in. That it is very, very important that we take agriculture seriously, especially with the event that we've seen in the past few days. Professor, there is a noise at the background. I don't know what the noise is.
Okay, is it off now?
Yeah, it's off. It's off. I think it's stable now.
Now, let me tell you what is happening in Agoka in Anambra State. What's the name of the farm? It's African Gari. A Chinese man came from China, brought in Gari processing machine, and now thousands and thousands of people are going there, giving him cassava, giving him everything, frying for him. He deployed them. He's paying them 25,000 naira a month. Youths are there, hundreds of thousands of people, and he's exporting the Gari out of Nigeria and out of Biafran land. And Gari is now 1,000 naira a penta. Now, if a Chinese man can bring a machine that is not up to $1,000 and is making millions, what is wrong with us doing it? I'm talking of right now. I'm talking to you at Agoka. The man is a multi-millionaire and is less than 1 year. Less than 1 year. Now, what I told you before is that Maggi, Knorr, and Ajinomoto, Maggi was done in 1886, and sodium something, I don't know, sodium something they use in doing it, is killing our people. We have traditional means of farming. Every Igbo man has a yam ban, has cocoyam, has everything. If 4 million, 5 million Igbos are producing food, they are bigger than 2 or 3 major industries. We don't need even industrial revolution. We don't need industrial machines, but we can work with it. What I'm trying to tell you is that from what happened last week to now, that it proves now that it is the Biafrans that are giving the Fulanis the money they use in fighting us. Because we are the one buying their food, and their food is not organic food. That's why we're having a lot of cancers here. The food stuff we're buying, they came from chemical compound, from artificial fertilizers, and those are the things causing diabetes in increase, cancer in increase. So there is really economic war going on. But as directly for
I see that Prof is having I see that Prof is having difficulties.
Oh, you are not hearing me?
Prof, I think I think your line keeps breaking, but you can, if you get better, you can always proceed. Go ahead. Yeah, I think Prof will be back in due time. Okay, yeah.
You can hear me now?
I think Prof.
The goods we bought that we are blocked on the road, they've already paid for it. They've already paid the farmers. The farmers are not problematic. They have gotten their money. It is those our people who paid for those goods that are going to suffer the economic loss. So there is still an economic war on them, on the Biafrans who bought the food. But I tell you, why did you even go to the north to go and buy food when there is enough farmland here for us to produce carrots, for us to produce English apple, for us to produce strawberries, for us to produce everything? Researches have been done for years, and we have results. The foods you are buying from the north, they are fertilizer. They are artificial fertilizers, and they are killing us. They are killing our people. They are causing diabetes. They are causing cancer. If you're a medical doctor, you know what I'm saying is true. As long as this body is taking inorganic food products, you will have immune system, and there will be cancer, and there will be diabetes. This is, if you're a medical doctor, you know what I'm saying is true. It is what we eat that eats us. It's what we eat that makes us what we are. So we are taking the food from the north that is made with fertilizer. We are saying here we can produce our own food from organic materials, organic products, organic manures, through the urine, through the compost manure, and through the urine from, or liquid from earthworm. We have done researches. We can do our own products. They are all organic. So what I'm telling our people now is that a Chinese man came to Agoka and brought a machine for Gary production last year. Today now he's a multimillionaire. He has made Gary to be expensive because he is exporting them abroad. So what is wrong with you bringing that machine, which is not up to $1,000, and then start Gary processing and packaging and exporting? What is wrong with start packaging our soups, our stews, our traditional and cultural food? If that is what you want. What is wrong in producing carrots, cookage? What is wrong in producing this since our temperature, our weather is very good for them, our soil is good for them? What is wrong in producing them? It's because people don't want to work. They want to go and collect products from the north. Our yam is from the north. Our rice is from the north. Our beans is from the north. When the north now cut out product, when you go to them, everything jumped up. In other words, we are presently depending on our enemies to stay alive. It's not right. We've been on this research for 11 years, working and telling you that if you need farmland, we'll give you free of charge on condition of 25% to the communities or community that brought the land and 75% to yourself. And the land is free for 25, 35 years. So the problem of land is solved. The next thing is the problem of farming material to enhance the land. We have urine, we have earthworm, we have all the compost manure. So what problem of market? We have more than a So what is wrong? What is wrong in trying to make sure we package these things and send them abroad? We're waiting for one white man because your God is a white God. Your God is a white man. That's why you're waiting for him. The Caucasian gods, you're waiting for them, but you don't know you are a God too. You don't know you are God. Every human being on earth is God. And the word human means colored man. Those are not even human. And you yourself, you demean yourself because of religiosity and Christianity and mental slavery. Because they told you Mogoba discovered River Niger. Was River Niger lost? They gave you your name. They gave you what you are. You are what you are told. You don't want to be yourself. You don't want to go into research and find out that we are the one that ruled Rome for 700 years, the Moors. You don't want to understand that there is Egypt pyramid in Uji and other places. You don't want to understand there was electricity here in 1443. You don't want to understand that you are really the origin, not in Igbo, but in Igbo, the ancients. You don't want to understand that because it's been told to you by a black man. You understand the meaning of the word black is intimidation. If you understand what it means. If you understand what it means that if you are black, that means you are the origin. For in the beginning, according to your Bible, it was black. And all seeds stay inside black. And all gods are inside black because they are already light, so they don't need light. And all the seed you have in this, so the babies in the womb are from black. The earth is from black. So if somebody call you black man, that means you're the origin. But nobody's black either. And nobody's white. And opposite of black is white. If that person is a human being, you're not a human being. So who is the human being? Hume means colored man. So that person is not a human being because he's white. Devil is white because inside hellfire is sunlight everywhere. There's no light is there. Huh? There's fire inside hellfire. That's where they are. That means he must be a white man. If hot water pour you and the wound goes after some months, what will be the skin color? Your skin color will be white. That means if the devil have inside hellfire for 1,000, he must be a white man. So why are you now giving the white man to be your God that you are afraid of you investing in your own nation? You want to run away? You want to go and invest in to invest in our own land. The Igbo man, please come home and invest. The soil is ready, the ground is ready, the market is ready. What are you waiting for? The Chinese will soon take over Igbo land and warn you again. The Chinese will soon take over land and you become another slave again. Another.
I think Prof is having these network issues, and
I hope we stamp this speed of the Chinese coming to take over Igbo land.
Yes, so Prof, we've seen our people, pull out of agriculture. I understand because there have not been investment in equipment, in infrastructure, and we've been talking about how do we as a people come together to build infrastructure that can sustain our agricultural sector as a people, because I believe that if we all come, there is so much money in the hand of individuals that if they're able to form a cooperative, and that is the reason why we set up Oriental Origin, to bring people together, to form cooperatives in such a way that people can come together and, pick a project, invest in that project, and make profit out of it, Prof.
Now, let me tell you, the word technology means technique and knowledge. You cannot import technology. Our people are waiting for machine to come from Thailand, to come from US, to come from Europe, to come from this. Now, let me give you an example. During the war, we were able to produce our own machine. We were able to produce our own refiner. We here, BIAFRANS, are creative people. Now, let me tell you what happened last week. I wanted to buy some machine for ogri processing and so on. When I checked from Chinese company, they say it's 2.2 million naira. 2.2 million naira. I went on it. I went to where they're fabricating machine. I showed them those machines. And the man said, give me 2 weeks and I will produce a replica of this machine. Exactly, and even a better one. I said, how much do you want as an advance? He said, I should give him 40,000 naira. I gave him 40,000 naira. We've been supervising this guy. He's producing the machine. Let me tell you something that will shock you. I would have even sent some videos to you. None of those machines were produced by government, but individuals, talented, skilled people in China are the one producing what you're buying. We have the same set of human beings here with M168 marker. The Chinese have M122 marker. So your marker is higher than their own. That means your level of reasoning is higher than their own. You don't really even need to import any machine. All you need to do is to encourage local producers, fabricators of this machine. Are you telling me that during the Biafran time that we imported aeroplane, we imported armored car, we imported Obunigwe, we imported air raid and ferret and others, we imported them. We didn't import any weapon. We manufactured them by ourselves. By looking at the prototype or by looking at the ones that we have seen, we duplicate them. Biafrans are known for duplicators. And the Chinese are duplicators. So if we are to invest, fine, good. Let us bring those machines and fabricate their spare parts. I that is talking to you, I have a foundry in Benin, 60 Abo Road. I have a foundry. I can produce my own car here as I'm talking to you. I don't need anybody to do that. Now, yet I'm not engineer. I'm not that in the electrical part. Yet I have the skill. We are born with skills and talent. All we need to do is to develop what we have from inside and grow and become big. Technology is a traditional thing, growing from one tradition to the other, growing from one thing to another. You cannot import technology. Technology is, there are two words, technique and knowledge. We have it here. But on the other hand, if you wish to import machines, I am not against that. It is easy, it is faster, it is better, but the local machine is more durable. They will last longer. They are better. If there are any spare parts, you don't need to wait to import it from China or anywhere. If there are any spare part that is damaged, you call the man that fabricated, he will produce it to you. We have people here who can produce wind vane. We have people here who can produce solar energy, locally done here. We need to encourage these people. We have dying talents here. A lot of us are dying with their talents they came into the world with. And that's one of the reasons why the world, Nigeria, where we have this contraception we're inside, cannot advance, because they are killing the talents of these people. We Biafrans should not kill the talents of Biafra. We should not imitate that from Nigeria to allow these people's talents to be destroyed. We have skills, talents, things that you cannot believe. Emeagwali is an Igbo man. Name them, call them the name. They are doing well. Immediately they leave this country, they start doing well. So why do we not encourage them by buying? I decided not to buy the imported machine. I decided to buy by next week, Wednesday or Thursday. I will video it. I will show you how the machine is working. What the machine is doing: take a goosey, peel it, separate it, mill it, and package it. The same thing is doing to castor oil. The same thing is doing to Ogo, that is Ogo seed. The machines is doing this, and they have extractor machine that can extract oil from okwa and the other things. If this is being done in Onshanoka, what are we waiting for? Let us encourage them. One, it is cheaper. I won't spend 2.2 million naira and fold it or send it to China. The best way to do business is to allow your money to circulate 10, 12 times before you throw it out. But Igbos are used to throwing money to the Fulanese, and you are complaining. Who is buying their crops? Who is buying their food? Who is buying their cow? Who is buying their goat? The Igbo goat is more intelligent than Hausa goat. The Igbo sheep is more intelligent than Hausa. The Igbo cow and goat and whatever is more intelligent than their own. So you are eating something that is not intelligent, something that goes out that doesn't come in. That's what you're eating. So when you go out, you don't come in because you're eating something that is unintelligent. So you begin to lose your intelligence born with you, which we are born in with. So the sooner we
we are having this network issue.
Inorganic food from the north. They are inorganic. They are not good for human consumption. We should not be relying on the north to feed us, and yet we are angry with the north. We should not be relying on them, Fulanese, and because that's where they are getting their money. That's where they're getting the money they have, and government is encouraging them and paying them for kidnapping and whatever it is. Billions and millions of naira is being wasted there, and we are also giving them money. That's why they came here and attack our farms, so that we will continue to depend on them. They came here to attack the bushes, which I've been preaching for the past 11 years. Go and take over the forest, because I know that in future that forest will become a threat to us. Now, when they come here, they attack the farms. I told you to fight a war. Any war that is not economic war is not a war. You go and attack the farms of these people so they keep on buying food from you. And look at it. So that is what is going on here. We better take over our bushes, our forests, our farms, and begin to work on them. Don't tell me they will come and bring their cows. No, that is an excuse that the rain will fall. Because of that, you stay in the house. No, I've been farming here for the past 11 years. Nobody, no Fulani has attacked my farm. I have farm in Ebonyi State. have farm in Kogi, have farm in Enugu, have farm in Imo, have farm in Delta, have farm in 12 states. Nobody, no day have I heard that Fulanis attack my farm. Yet they attack the farm opposite my farm. They don't attack my home. Why? Because they know who we are. And right now we have ESN, so there's a better security for your farm. So what are you waiting for? The Chinese come here, they exploit us, and they're doing whatever they like. And you know the Chinese hate us. You know the Chinese hate us. If you trace the origin of a Chinese man with M was his state marker, you know that they were albino-born Hebrews 5,000 years ago. Albino, I can send you pictures. Albino means somebody who has light skin, born Hebrews. If you look at their nose and their lips, they were here with us as we chased them out, and they became the Chinese. They are speaking the language because the main god of China today is called CHI, Shi. That is the god they are worshiping. And I want you to understand that very deeply, that they are our thrown away brothers, and they know this law. And so they see Igbo as any place they should annex, they should take over, they should control, and they come here to learn the system of our business. And when they have learned it, they're implementing it. So go to Koka and see what is happening. A Chinese man brought only $500, build a machine that is frying gari. Now Igbos are queuing up there and exporting the gari abroad. Now gari is 1,000 naira a penta. Why will we continue to have all this happening and we are just talking and talking and talking from morning to night? And hunger is killing people here. The Fulanis are killing people here. And we are the one killing ourselves because we are the one giving them the money. We are buying their products. We are not farming. Any nation that is not food sufficient is not a nation. That nation is dependent. And as long as you are dependent on any nation, your freedom is latent. You don't have freedom. You don't have independence. When you are depending, food and health is dependent. Stop taking these crops and you find out you'll be healthy. Our forefathers were not eating much meat. Meat is not even good for health. What is good for health? Snail, crops, lobsters, very few, very on rare occasion do our forefathers eat meat. It's very rare. And if they're going to eat meat, they're going to eat native chicken, native goat, not the one done with artificial fertilizers, not the one grown with artificial fertilizers. We are not artificial fertilizers. We are human. We are not Caucasians. We are not Yemetic. We are the Aborigines. We are human. We are not dogs. We are not animals. We are not whatever you call yourself, human beings that sleep with dogs and animals and make love to animals, and they are because they're animals. Inside them, there's animalistic tendency inside them. And that's why they are doing whatever they are doing. I'm not interested in abusing them here, but we are looking at the realities on ground. That our people should return again, stop eating Fulani. Can you imagine if the Igbo man stopped buying food from the north just for 1 week? Can you imagine if the Igbo man stopped buying Fulani cow? Can you imagine if BIAFRANS stopped buying cow from the north for just 1 week? In Lagos alone, 6,000 cows are slaughtered every day. December last year, Anambra State spent 6 billion naira to buy cows for festivals. Stupid festivals that has no meaning. And every funeral, people are dying like chicken here. Every funeral, they will buy cows. Marriage, they will buy Fulani cow. Anything they buy Fulani. Culture is Fulani cow. And you don't have a yam ban. You cannot pound that yam and eat it. Can you pound Fulani yam and eat it? You can't pound it and eat it because it doesn't have starch. It is done with artificial fertilizer. Why are we eating something that is clean our children? I want to ask you, in your village now, what is the age of the oldest man in your village? What is his age? Is there anybody in your village who is eating or who has been eating the artificial things in market that is up to 100 years? No. Our forefathers live 100, 150, 120 years. And you call them illiterate. What's the meaning of illiterate? Illiterate means you don't know how to read and write the language. If you don't know how to read and write English, you're illiterate or an Englishman. If you don't know how to read, and let me ask you a question, doctor. What is the meaning of native doctor? A native doctor means the doctor that is in that native. A doctor in Europe is a native of Europe. Therefore, he's a native doctor in Europe. A doctor in Biafran land is also a native doctor because he's a native doctor in Biafran land. What makes you a doctor? When you're able to handle herbs to treat sicknesses. May I ask you, medical doctors who are listening to me, be honest to yourself. What is inside medicine? Biolite. Biolite in the shrubs, biolite in the capsule, which you use kaolin and starch from cassava to produce the tablets. I'm telling you because I am an advanced person. I'm not a boy. Now, you give it to somebody and it does not cure any sickness on this planet Earth. It does not cure. It only suppresses them. But right now, I'm not joking. We have cure for cancer. We have cure for diabetes. All the terminal diseases using. Do you have anything that can cure the terminal diseases? Do you have anything that can cure them medically? Orthodox medicine? The answer is no. The world is dying. And yet, Biafrans have it here. We have a lot to export to the world. All you need to do to invest on that, invest on what we have, invest on the researches we have made, and then let's face the world. The Biafrans invented things during the war. Just 3 years they invented. Can we stop eating food from the north? Can we? Can we? If we do that, that's the biggest war. The war we are looking for is economic war. The independence we are looking for is independence of economy. If you need to make these people come on their knees, which I have shown you, they're on their knees begging us to come back. Begging. Can you imagine if we have our own cows? Can you imagine if those of you in diaspora, I was in diaspora like you, can you imagine you now, instead of sending $500, $200 to your family every month or every quarter, can you imagine sending that money for investments? Let them come and meet me and organizations, and we are not going to charge you any money. The training is free, the land is free, because it's a mission. I'm not here looking for money. I'm a retired person. I retired some more than 10 years ago, and I am not here to make more money. I've had enough. We are trying to say that making money doesn't make you human, but when your ideas do not die, then you are an immortalized person. Opara went to Israel, MK Opara went to Israel, saw what they had there, and tried to adopt it here. Medically, food-wise, technology, they are perishing here. And once in a while, the Chinese come here, learn about this technology, take it away from these boys, take it from these youth, go there and develop it. Everything the Chinese can do, Biafrans can do them. Did you hear my language? Everything Chinese can do today, Biafrans can do them. Everything they can do, they can produce, Biafrans can produce them. All we need to do is to encourage ourselves. We need to encourage ourselves. We cannot encourage ourselves by sitting out there and listening to news and hearing that our youths are being killed. No, we encourage ourselves by being active, invest and make your money back. Nobody's going to eat your money. And by the way, when you are living on this earth, at death, are you going to live with those money? You're going to leave a legacy. You're going to put your feet on the sand of time, that you are the fundamentals. You are those ones used to breed special breeding in Biafran land to also be economic dependent, food dependent, independent food production, independent herbal production, independent technological development. You are the one that was used to make this thing happen. If this is what you can do to leave your name in the sand of time, your mother, your father, your wife, and whatever you have on this earth can never make you happy. Nothing on this planet can make you happy except what you have done. What did you do? Life is about doing. What did you do? If you die tomorrow now, they will forget you. 400 years ago, you don't know the name of your father, you don't know the name of your mother. Who will know you in the next 200, 300 years, except what you have done? Now, if you're a Christian, they say in the Bible, well done, my faithful servant. What did you do? If you're not a Christian, you are an atheist or whatever you are, it is what you do that will be remembered for. How many people live on this earth and disappear since they exist? Did you come to the earth to vegetate? If you're coming to the earth, is to have a good wife, have good children, have good house, and then you're a vegetable. You're a waste to human nation. But if you're on this earth, to be a builder, a foundational builder on this planet Earth, to be able to be pioneers, to pioneering independent nation, to be able to create a wealth to be able to make food available for everybody, so that with ordinary 1 naira, with ordinary 100 naira, you can feed comfortably. The North are ready, the West are ready, but the South is of Biafran land. We are far from being ready. We are still, if anything happens now, there will be no food in Biafran land. But I'm telling you, the ones that are producing the food are the Chinese. And they're not producing it for local consumption, they're exporting them. I've told you how to prepare Irish potato. I've told you how to prepare English apple. I've told you how to prepare English grape. I've told you how to prepare English strawberry. I've told you how to prepare okwa. I've told you how to package them to soup. I've told you how to package ogiri. Invest on it, and let's push it to the whole world. And I'm telling you, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, every man abroad, every white man, every Caucasian, every Yemetic man will like to eat and taste, because that one makes us what we are. Let me tell you, DNA may be the same, but our marker is not the same thing. Our marker is the aborigine marker, the origin. Capital M dash 168 marker. That's what you have in your blood system. They don't have it. Every human being on this planet Earth has a trace of M168 marker. But only we here have 100% M-168 marker. That makes us the real father, the real landlord of this planet Earth. Most people on this planet Earth are just aliens. Especially that as much red as you are, so they know what true. So, but our problem here is we are afraid of our shadows. But your shadow will follow you until you die. Your shadow will follow you. You are afraid of your shadow. You are afraid of what you know, because you are told you can't. Everything must be by a white man. He's a white man.
Yes, Mazi Solomon, good evening and welcome to the program. Prof continue to have these hitches and problem with the network. And I think we also have to find a way to work on our network in Biafra land to be able to service our need. Mazi Solomon. Prof, you're welcome back.
Thank you so much, Mazipas. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly. I can hear you. Prof, please hold on.
You're hearing me.
We'll be coming back
Okay.
to you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone, from my end here. Okay. Good morning, everyone, from my end here. My name is Peter Solomon. I'm transmitting from Sydney, Australia. I bring greeting. The program has been going on today. Prof is on a high spirit because if you use your eyes to watch what is happening around you and see how sluggish people has been into accepting reality or coming into reality, it begins to provoke you. It's like when you see Mazinande Kano talking, you know, the issues where people ordinarily should understand and by now have been in queue, have been trooping in into that very idea. You will see them very sluggish. Every day you will come and talk and talk and talk, and yet people will behave like they are not hearing you. And these are the damages that Nigeria has brought upon us, where our mind are being set like when you have money, you have everything. One day you will have money and you will not have food. One day the money, you will see money in your hand, but you cannot use that money to afford anything, because money is the only thing that money does is to get your need. Money is like a messenger. And when you have somebody to send a message and there is no place to no place to go and deliver a message or go to take a message, then definitely you will be stranded. Money is not everything. We must return back to culture. That is what I see Prof trying to. But Prof is back. I want Prof to explain in my own hometown. I send my younger brother to pick up Prof and to pick up Prof to a land where I bought in my own town to do for the agricultural setup that we want to do there. Prof went there, but Prof is back. I will ask Prof. Prof, there is a big mansions that are being built in that very corner in my home village, in my own village. Prof, you saw it. A Chinese building almost 20 hectares where he will be planting onubu. He want to be planting onubu in my own town, planting onubu and railing pigs. A Chinese. Prof is talking it. Bring Prof back, Mazi. Let Prof say it with it because Prof was eyes witness.
Yeah, Prof is having this network issue. He's out, and I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back to be able to relay that experience. Yes. Yeah, Prof is back.
Because I'm seeing him here. What was it? That's why I requested for him. Now, he said Chinese are taking over. This is real. I took him to where we bought land, so we can be able to know exactly what we can start up there and what can be done in that very place. So they pick for what I'm telling you is just last month, February, they pick up Prof and they took Prof to the land in my home village. In my own village, Chinese are building piggery factory, building planting onubu, planting what are they calling it? Scent leaf, planting scent leaf, and
Mazi, this is how we are going.
We know that these things are,
and this is how we are going to gradually become slaves in our own land, because you can only be ruled by those who have the economic power. You can only be employed by those who have the economic power, and you cannot have a say in your own community. They decide what goes, and they decide how it goes.
Now, you know that people are actually not getting understanding their value. These are the damage that being in Nigeria has cost us. I see Prof in a high spirit today saying we abandoned that, we are not exploiting our technology with this and that. This is actually the damage that being in Nigeria has brought upon us. We are not concentrating on things that we have and how we can advance them and how we can put what we have in the world market as to have a world, as to be competitive in the world market. We are not doing it because we are in Nigeria. We are in Nigeria, and that is why nobody, people will sit in the southeast, we sit in the place they call south, and they will only be hoping when tomatoes come from the north. They will only fold their hands. They feel like, oh, we just need money. Let's have money and wait when tomatoes come from Ariwa. Let's wait when yam come from Ariwa. While you can produce yam, I've said here in the program, say there is one wisdom my father gave me. My father said to me, my son, no matter what comes in, if you always spend, you will always be poor. If you always spend, you will always be poor. Why are we not growing? Because we will gather the money and we went to hand it over to Chinese to get what we consume. We will wait to hand it over to a Fulani man to get what we consume. And that is why we always struggling. You see us, we become desperate for money. Even coming together as a people to do something, the desperation of money, because we have already been corrupt that money is everything. Money is everything. We are already corrupt in our mind, so we become desperate. Look at the kind of risk and the crime that people are committing just to get money. just to get money, even in the country that is not their own. In country that is not their own, they come there, they see the law, they see the all the structures of that very place, that this place was not meant for people who are committing crime, but they will go there and they will be committing crime just for survival of money. Now, if you refer to the Bible, what did the Bible say about money? He said the money is the root of all evil. So whenever you see a nation, tribes being driven by money survival, being driven by money, then you know that that tribe or that generation has become dangerous to humanity. Because money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. We must come back to nature. We must come back to know that it is very, very important that we ourselves begin to look into the things that are very peculiar to us, and they begin to seek on how we can advance those things, put them in market, and let them be our foreign exchanges. Now, I took Chinedu, I take Professor Chinedu AGBODIKE to that very land. Chinese is already building 20 hectares of land, planting onubu, planting in Chang. Do you think that is planting onubu, planting in Chang for him to provide onubu, assorted onubu, and assorted scent leaf? Do you think he's doing it to sell it to you? No.
He's exporting it.
He's making use of your nature. He's making use of what God has made available for you to feed his own people. Small time now, when you go to Chinese restaurant, you will be eating onubu soup. And these are the things that are being harvested from you. You have not make any profit from it. Rather, you make your forefathers who make the foundings.
You don't even need to go to Chinese restaurant to eat onubu. They will cook a egusi soup with onubu in China and return the soup for our people to buy. Because this is what they also do. This is what they also do with the crude oil. They take the crude oil, refine it, and return it. And you will see our people celebrating egusi soup made in China. Prof, am I right or wrong? And you see our people celebrating ofe egusi made in China.
Right.
You are real. That is
real. The yam pounder, the yam pounder is from China, but we have the one locally done here.
That is it, Mazi. That is where people are going. So why are we running this program? We want to teach you how to farm. You can farm when you are abroad. When you are abroad, you can farm. You can farm. You can encourage the people you are sending just money for food every time. You can encourage them into farming. And how do you do it, and how do you make it possible? Take the contact number here. Call us. We will direct you.
Mazi, I've seen people say, I've seen people complain. People have been complaining that they've been trying to reach me. Yes, go ahead.
Hillary, and yeah, the person has been in the video here. I wanted to know if he wanted to come in so that it couldn't be that somebody data are being wasted and is not being recognized. If you are aware of Hillary
Anante is live with us, but he hasn't. I don't see him prepared to talk because I cannot see his face. He's only showing us the video of his room. So when Hillary is ready to come on board, we'll bring him in. But for the time being, we want to invite two other people.
Okay.
Ogum, who was with us the last time, and Ona.
Okay.
I want to invite the two of them into the program. Ignatius Chibuike, please unmute yourself. Ona.
Okay, before they come in.
Nnayelugo, can you please introduce yourself? Hello, Nnayelugo, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, my name is Nnayelugo.
Okay, Mazipat, just before they connect, I was saying something. I said what we are saying here is very, very simple. Some people are asking, they want Chinedu AGBODIKE contact. They want Professor Chinedu AGBODIKE contact. Now, Mazipat, display your contact here on in the screen. We wanted things coordinated.
I'll be making calls available. I'll be making calls available in the next few minutes.
I'm not asking for the call. I'm not asking for the call.
I'll be making calls. I'll be making calls available anyway. So through that number, they will be calling and they can reach me after the program. I've seen people complain that they try to reach me. They've been telling me to give them professors contact. I have been able to give few contact, but what we are trying to do is to actually streamline, understand what people want. Because Prof have a lot in his hands in such a way that, you know, Prof, I don't know if you know. So what we try to do is you get in touch with us. Yes, go ahead.
Mazipat, before you bring somebody in, you should check how that person is dressed. Somebody is not wearing shirt and he's showing here. So though the person is out now, so you should look at that person and yeah, if you are ready to come here to talk to our people, please try to dress up a bit. You know, try to dress up a bit. So Mazipat, you should look at them when they are not wearing clothes. Please don't bring them in because we are not in a club here. So we are dressing people who has respect, who has dignity. So thank you so much. So yeah, Prof, you are back. Prof, I was saying something.
There is so much heat in Biafra land. I understand, but I want anybody who is coming on board to dress up at least for the next 5 minutes. But I can understand there is so much heat without the air condition, without the fan on, without electricity. So when you see people, you know, hang clothes on their neck, I can understand the situation. But notwithstanding, Professor, go ahead.
Yeah, what we are trying to do
there is something
is organize our
saying
people,
with I'm saying
teach them how
Professor.
to
When Professor, hold on. Professor, hold on.
Right.
Professor, you are yes. Last month they picked you to the land where I asked them to show you so that we will be able to map out how that area can be developed. And when you get there, you are seeing a multi-building that are being set up in that very place where somebody will be rearing pig, and also they are planting onubu and scent leaf there, and that project is owned by Chinese. So I want you to tell the Biafrans what you saw in our village, in our community. Then a Chinese is planting onubu and the scent leaf. Can you talk about that, Prof?
Yeah. I told them the Chinese, they've understood what we have.
Prof, are
what
you
we have
there?
is what the world is looking. Yeah, I'm talking. I said the Chinese have understood what we have. And we don't know what we have. The Chinese are about to take over Biafran land. I told you the one at where they're doing what's the name of this? I saw with my own eyes pigry, I saw bitter leaf, I saw scent leaf, and it's for export. Bitter leaf can cure diabetes, scent leaf can cure a lot of sicknesses and diseases, and they're exporting them abroad. So the Chinese are taking it because they know what we have. We that have it, we don't know what we have. If we understand the level of research we have done here for the past 11 years, you will now see why I seem to be talking with very high-tuned voice. Why are we abandoning what our research?
Okay, this is a network problem.
So
Prof.
what? If you go to Igoka, yeah, Can you hear me now? All right. Okay. If you go and see what the Chinese are doing in all the villages in Biafran land, they are exactly like the racists to the core. I'm not what is going on. They are racist to the core. They don't regard you as a human being. What they want is what you have, Fulanis, but their own is that they will not kill you. Racist to the core. They will pay us 25,000 naira a month, and they used to go there and labor from morning to night as a slave in the farm. And that is what is, I'm talking to you now. 25,000 naira is what they're paying their workers. And they will slave from half the day and go home weak and not able to use their brain to do anything further. That is the meaning of modern slavery. They come to our communities, they buy their land, they get CFO, and they will start farming as their own land.
Mazi, I think Prof is having problem. Please,
really, there
before
is
you,
a serious network challenge.
Before I bring you in, please make sure you are well dressed. Hilary Ananti, Ona Nnayelugo, please dress up very well before you come on board, before I bring you on. And I encourage you to stay alive. I want to bring Hilary on board. Hello, Hilary. Can you hear me? Good evening and welcome to the program.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, sir. It's a wonderful program. I thank you people for this particular platform. I'm so sorry I couldn't hook up there. I'm so sorry about that. All right. Yes, sorry. I'm okay now.
Yeah, can you please introduce yourself?
All right.
At least there is light now.
Yeah.
I'm Anansi Hilary, calling from Oka South, Libo. I'm sorry I hooked up very lately, but I present my contributions tonight. I encourage everything that is happening here, and I believe that together we once build a nation that will last longer, a nation that could provide a sustainable agricultural food, a nation that will once encourage youths of our kind to go back to these fantastic things that our forefathers has laid down for us. I believe that we could possibly find those particular days and bring them back, those knowledges, those wisdoms, and bring them back, harness them. And I believe that the greener pastures will always live. Thank you.
Yeah, Hilary, are you a farmer?
I'm not a farmer, but I have once desired to be one. But my grandfather is a very good farmer. And
so what do you do presently for a living?
Well, I'm a civil engineer. I'm working at the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure.
Okay, you are working in the ministry, and you are not in any way into farming, even as a civil servant. Don't you have either small scale or whatever farm you are growing?
Well, we have been on it actually. The governor of Ebonyi State promised to give us land, of which we have been going for it. If not for the opportunity that happened last week Sunday, the land was through to be given to us. It wanted to, like, it's a kind of a grant. We are not taking it as a whole. So, but we do small scale farming in our village, but I don't take care of it. It was a kind of it was my grandfather actually, so I cannot tell you anything from it. But I have this great ambition to go back to farming because the Lord Himself has given us that particular skill to us, and I believe that it's something that not even the computer age can overturn that. Computer cannot even provide food, like cannot do everything. Like actually, I needed it. So
okay, Hilary, as a civil, I think as a civil engineer, you might not necessarily go into farming, but you have a role to play with your profession in the area of agriculture in our land, and we'll be engaging you on that under Oriental Origin. Mazi Solomon, am I right? Hello, Mazi Solomon.
Yeah, that is the truth. But what is very, very important now is that there is so many lack. We have. Yes, I am here. Can't you hear me? Are you hearing me?
Go ahead.
Are you hearing me, Mazipat? If not, I continue. Are you hearing me? Hilary, can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you. The problem we have is I think your ear what
I'm saying
is
is
making
Mazipat,
it difficult.
we have lagged behind. So every hand. Okay, I continue. We have lagged behind. So all hand has to be on decks now. No matter your profession, you're supposed to have a small. You cannot be buying everything from the market, both the green, both the vegetable you are using to cook your food. You can't be buying everything from the market. All hands must be on decks now. Our area needed revolution in agriculture. That is what we are bringing up to you, and you need to be involved because the gap is too much. The gap is too much. We are not producing our meat. We are not producing our green. Even the one produced is not enough. Common tomatoes, we are hoping from certain section of the country to provide it for us, which is too bad. Even a yam that we are celebrating with the whole Alibo and the whole eastern regions, they have a special time for yam. Yet we are not exporting yam. We are not even having enough to consume. Cassava is the same. We are lagging behind. The fact remains that we are not feeding our people. So all hands has to be on deck right now. Have even just common 10 or 5 plots of cassava farm. Why can't you farm 1 plot or 2 plots of tomatoes that you can have enough and at the same time can be able to provide for someone else? That is the challenge that is facing us. As a civil engineer, you have a role to play right now, that you can vow to yourself that you are there in a Biafra land. You should own 2, 3, 4 plots of land where you can say that this is where you are farming from the food that you and your family and the maybe extension family can consume. That is what we are campaigning for, that every one of us to go into farm, because our people are lacking behind. We cannot just in shadow while the reality is with us. So the fact is that you can say Biafran have no land, but the reason why we have not been able to engage to advance into the farming that can sustain and feed us is just because we have not concentrated on it. We have not invested on it. We have not tried to build infrastructure for it. That is why a smallest land you have can feed a very massive, even a whole state. Let's say you have that small land you feel that can feed your state and also feed other countries if it is well managed. Because our problem is that we don't manage what we have. We don't know how to manage what we have and they develop them in a standard whereby they can yield more. they can yield more. We always castigate what we have. We always look at what we have and feel like it is local. It is local. But the same things that is being local will be lifted from your own local place, taken somewhere, and you bring it back to you as a professional packaged. And we will be keen buying it. So our people should return to farming now. Engineer, return to farm. Make sure that you pursue it even while you are working in a ministry, in whatever ministry you are working. The small money, the small change that people used to buy beer, they used to do all these ceremonies that worth nothing, that contributed nothing into their life except waste.
Mazi Solomon, I also think that we need people like Hillary,
Yes,
Hillary Ananti, to work with Oriental Origin when the time comes, because we are, looking at the project that Oriental Origin is embarking on. We are going to need a lot of hands to help in that direction. Hillary, thank you for coming to the program.
All right, thank you. God will continue. Yeah, wonderful knowledge for you. I love this particular platform. I've been looking forward to hooking up all this while. Oh my God! If you could sustainably sustain this particular practice, I believe our youths running along the streets, they could, make good things out of this. God will continue to bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Larry. Thank you very much. Try to keep in touch. Thank you very much. I think we have Elomba news, and I want him to come back while we wait for Professor Chinedu AGBODIKE. We have Elomba news. If you are there, please join us back. I will bring you to the platform. Mazi Solomon, we see, the problem we have in Africa in general is that we never appreciated what we have. We are being placed in a land where the world is looking up to. And because we have not been able to take advantage of what we have, the world is coming to take advantage of those things. Yeah, Professor is back. Professor, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
I said that our inability to use the resources that nature have given us is the reason why other people are coming to, because they have waited. They have waited for us to bring what nature have given us to them. And we have practically refused to bring these things. And they are now moving all the way from China to come and take it by force.
Yeah, that is what is going on. It's unfortunate that we don't know what we have. If we don't know what we have, return to 1967 to 1970. We fought the entire world. We build technology, we build oil refinery. Today, Nigeria cannot build one. We build our weapon, we build a Bunigwe, we build anti-aircraft, we build all kinds of things. The same brains are still here. We have the best soil. We have land masses. And I'm challenging anybody that is on this platform that said that we don't have land. Come, I'll give you a minimum of 3,000 hectares in 7 states now. Do you hear what I said? A minimum of 3,000 hectares in 7 states. Now, I can do that now. So it means there is enough land. The people are not making use of the land. The Chinese are now making use of the land. Again, you don't really need land to farm. You can farm in empty containers. You can farm in cement bags. You can farm on rice, empty rice bag, 50 kg bags. You can farm and make millions if that is what you are looking for. With Irish potato, with Ogo, with anything can be farmed. Even mango can be farmed inside cement bag. We have done extensive research. So you can farm even without land. You can farm when you're living upstairs. You can farm wherever you are, and there's no longer need for fertile soil. You can farm without any problem as far as pests is concerned. We're talking of pesticides. We're coming of herbicides. You can farm without.
Yeah, Elomba News, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, you're welcome to the program. Prof is having serious network issues, and when he's stable, I would like to bring him back to continue from where he stopped. Can you please introduce yourself to us, Elomba News?
IKEM, I joined this program to listen, and you've automatically catapulted me to the broadcast. Well, as it is, my name is Daniel Elomba, the publisher of Elomba News. Our website is elomba.com.
You're welcome to the program. Yes, joining the platform automatically gives you the opportunity to be part of the program. If you wanted to be a spectator, you would have just gone to the Facebook page of Black and White Web TV or Biafra Television to be a spectator. But you have joined us and we're making you our guest. Can you tell us, do you live in Nigeria? Do you live in Biafra land? Where is your location?
Okay, I live in London.
Okay.
I live in London, but of course, everyone who knows me knows them. I'm very much at home with Nigeria. I just came back from Nigeria last week, 7 days ago. And I know I must have, maybe you weren't the person I contacted that gave me this link to join this program. I have been making inquiries on how to establish a very good farm in Nigeria, because I noticed that there are so many fruits, so many vegetables, so many products that we enjoy here in the UK, even though the UK does not produce them. And I have made inquiries. Some of those products come from countries that are similar, that have similar climate and similar weather to that of Nigeria, and to that of Igbo land, particularly where I come from. And so I have been making inquiries to see whether I can establish either an orchard, a plantation, where I can produce such fruits and such crops in a very scientific manner. So when I noticed this program, that moves me to join. My inquiries have led me to conclude that we are able to produce all the food we need as Igbos. We don't need any products from northern Nigeria, for instance. This blockade, this supposed blockade, let me say, it's a wake-up call, even though some of us are already aware of what we need to do to make sure that we're able to feed ourselves. So, but one problem I find we have is the problem of land. I'm interested when the last speaker mentioned that land is not a problem. But to be frank, I come from Anambra State, and I come from Nnewi in particular. In Nnewi, land is a very, very serious problem. We don't have enough land at all for buildings, so nobody is talking of agriculture, because a lot of the lands have been taken up by commercial buildings and residential buildings and so on. So I'm very much interested in where and how can one get enough land to start very good farms or very good plantations where one can produce either fruits or food crops. So I'm interested, especially how can one get enough land. I've made inquiries. Land is very expensive in Anambra State. So how can we get the land to start the process?
I think Professor is in a better position to respond to that question. Prof.
Now, my brother, my office is at Nnewi, Owerri Road, 60 Owerri Road, opposite Organizer Petrol Station. That's where my office is. And you know, Dr. Iguilo, and I have land in Nnewi. And the land I have in Nnewi, they are not much, something like 200 plus 200 because of But in Anako, Anam, Umumbo, I can give you 4,000 hectares tomorrow. Say they are friends to come to my office on Monday. I collect 4,000 hectares of land in Anambra State.
Where, please? Where can I
mention the places? I mentioned the places. Anako, Anam, Umumbo. You can collect any of them now if you wish. I give you free 25 to 35 years now. Promise on Monday. In these 2 days, come and take it free of charge for 25 to 35 years. 4,000 hectares. 4,000 hectares. I donate it to you.
Is that in Enugu State? Is that in Enugu State or where?
I said, I mentioned the place. They are all in Ayamere local government. after
Anambra
Okuzu.
State. I see.
Yes.
Okay.
I mentioned the place. If you mention the areas, they are in after Okuzu. I mentioned the village. I mentioned the places. I said Anako, Anam, Umumbo. If you want a land in Umumbo, I'll give you 7,000 hectares. You now understand that? And it's free. Don't pay. Provided you use organic money to produce our food, not inorganic. That's the condition.
And Professor, it's also very important you explain the condition, because you've said that here in this program.
The condition is that the community
of compensating the community.
They take 25% of annual profit. 25%, not gross profit, of annual profit you made after all expenses are done. The community will take 25%. You will take 75%.
Okay.
And the lands there now belongs to me. You cannot collect it from the Igbe himself. If you don't go there with me, you can't get the land.
Will that be in form of a lease or outright sale?
I told you I'm giving you land for lease for 25 to 35 years.
25, 35 years, okay.
I do not get involved in selling lands. I don't get involved in that. I'm not interested. I get involved in getting land in any state, anybody. I challenge the person who said there are no lands in Biafra land. I told you that in Newi, I mentioned somebody you should know, Igwilo. You can also ask people like Ifan Yoba, you can ask any of them about me, right there in Newi, where I have my office for the past 4 or 5 years. They will tell you what I've been doing. Igwilo gave me land towards Obo. If you go towards La Salle, towards Obo, 200 plus of land there. If you need it, I'll give it to you right there in Newi. So, but the land in Newi is a little bit very small, not as big as a big farmer. But if you want land in Anambra State for big farming, you have to go to IKEM and local government. That's where you can get bigger land. There are other places like in Ihiala, like in Olo, which is next to Newi, like in Obo. If Obo is next to Newi, after the Obo Lasel, you see how I'm describing the places, because I've been there, the land belongs to me. And I say, I'm giving you free of charge, come and farm. So I don't want to hear any excuse from anybody who wants to invest in farming. Say there is no land. Come, I'll give you land, and you will run away from land. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Land is not a matter.
Thank you, Professor, for those details.
You see how I'm describing the places the land is. It means that they actually have gone there. You have nobody. The youth's security is my business. So you are sure that at once you take land from me, no Fulani, no car will enter your land. So that is also part of the gift I'm going to give you. We have labored for 11 years. We really need this thing to be successful. If I die tomorrow and this is not successful, I have died in vain. But if I die tomorrow and everybody is farming and most people are motivated by this thing we are doing here, my name, whether you like it or not, will remain in the sand of time for agricultural development of an Igbo land. That is exactly what I want to leave behind and go. Despite my global, whatever I have done, I lived in Walthamstow in UK. If you mention any country, I will tell you where I lived. So I've enjoyed all those privileges, but who made those privileges possible? The black man. So it is time for the black man to come back and restore and and recreate again his culture that once ruled Europe. I'm sorry to say that. Our culture once ruled Europe for 700 years. So we need to return and rejuvenate again those things that made us human, that made us live longer life. And I assure you that most of the sicknesses and diseases that are in Europe, in Asia, in China, in India, and America, they are curable in Biafran land. I'm telling you with every assurance, you don't have to run away from that. Come and eat local food. Come and eat local crops. And you see what is going to happen. Some of them are getting extinct.
We just display the number on the screen for those who want to call in. And you can also get in touch with this same number after the program. I've seen many people complain that they've been asking me to give a professor's number. I receive series of calls and contact and people bothering every day, and
Do they
we
want
will
to?
attend to them. We would attend to them
Do they
one
want
after
land?
the other.
Do they want to farm? Do they
Yeah,
need
a lot
land?
of people
Do they
are
want to farm?
interested. A lot of people are
Processing?
interested. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so for those who want to call in, the line is open. You can call in +3938817796665. So, Elomba, Mazi, what do you have to tell us about what Prof
Yes.
have just said?
Yeah, my other question is, apart from land, I appreciate what you said about land, because in fact, I have a group of friends who also have similar interests, and we have made some inquiries, even with state governments, but we didn't receive this help. I'm sure there was a time I reached out even to Prof sometime last year. I don't know whether it's Professor AGBODIKE, but there is one other Prof, Foodism
War
expert.
Gladiator.
Yeah, War Gladiator. Is that Professor AGBODIKE?
Yeah, that's Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE. And Foodism War Gladiator is still part of our program. We've continued on that process because today we've seen that Foodism war in our doorstep in these past few days. And we've been talking about it since 2020, telling our people to wake up to this call of going back. Going back, even before ESN came on board, we started telling our people that they need to wake up and start taking this responsibility. There is enormous, there is huge. You know, back in the days when we were growing up, we were into small scale agriculture where we could have enough to feed our families and move on. But I think that right now the world is in need of our products. The world need our food. The world, because when you look at, you also see a lot of Biafrans, a lot of Africans all over the world today who, what keeps them in the diaspora is their access to African food. I can tell you that what keeps me for the past 16 years in Europe is because I'm able to cook egusi, cook obono, cook all this food. If I didn't have the access to those African foods, by now my jaws wouldn't have been this lumpy and my face shining, because I wouldn't have been able to sustain myself with spaghetti food as it were. So it is very, very important that we appreciate what we have. I think we have a caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Yeah, I think you're coming out clear. I don't know about the audience if they are hearing you. Go ahead, please introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling from.
Okay, this is Mazi. I'm calling from London.
Welcome to the program, Mazi.
Yeah, about the number, you see, I've been writing. You know, we've chatted a couple of times. When the first time you had a program with the professor, you know, immediately the next day I sent you messages and they chasing you around to get me his number. Now he's here. I wanted to ask, because some of us, you know, we've been in Europe for quite some time, and some of us want to go home completely. Somebody like me, I want to live here, go back home, to get into farming. Where I come from, I'm from Idato South. My mom, you know, my parents, we had farms, we had oil mill, we had poultry, we had, you know, it was just farming throughout in my family. Then we all grew up and left home. And I want to go back, you know, and start, you know, to get back into farming. Before you brought the prof. Now I wanted to ask the prof, you know, how he can be able to help me if I come home, you know, in terms of land. Anyway, I have lands also, maybe in my place in the data out there. I don't know how big, you know, to go into mechanized farming. How big the land is going to be. I really need his help. That's why I was asking you for his number. I think Prof
have been talking. Prof, I've been talking about availability of land for a very long time since we started this program, and he's been talking about how the availability of land, and I think that issue again will be talked about when you call back after the program, because he just talked about it, that there are lots of land, hectares, not acres, hectares of land available. Prof is not giving out this land for sale, he's giving them out for a long period of leasing, and you don't necessarily have to pay for them. All you need to do, farm in those land, share your percentage with the community based on agreement. And I think is the best offer you can have presently. It's a great opportunity. It is a bonanza, Professor, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Prof, is there any land in Ibiato? Is there any land in Ibiato presently?
I've visited most of these areas. What I normally do is to meet the Igwe of that area. And then I explain to him the advantage of making use of land that he has that have been followed for 40, 50, 60 years. And this land is not doing anything for him and his community and the youth. After speaking with the Igwe now hands the land over to me. Then I'll hand the land over to him. So if he comes back, all he needs to do is just pick me up, just like my brother did. I go there. It's my mission. It's my job. I'll go there and meet the Igwe. And I want the Igwe also to know that I am also Igwe. So it's Igwe meeting Igwe. And I'm also from a royal family, just like him. And my community here where I'm living, the youths do not want to travel because the youths are earning money from there. I told you from next week, we start showing you most of the things I'm doing in my own community, because they say charity, if it is called charity, I don't know who is charity, it starts at home. But whatever it begins at home, whatever it is, let's use that as a word. So I will tell you that the way these things are done is very simple. I meet the Igwe of the community so that the Igwe will be involved in what we are doing, and the youths of the community, and then the landowners of the community. And then we come and train the youths, the landowners, and the Igwe on herbal remedy. These are the things that attract the attention. So it's not only giving me the land for me to give out, I also treat the Igwes and some of the youths who are sick and teach them what they will eat so they will remain healthy. With this, the community health is raising a little bit higher, and they will be happy to have us around. That is exactly what we're doing in every community. So every community we go do not even want us to leave, because one, they will start earning money, 25% every year, which they have not been earning any money. The lands, some of the lands have been taken away by them by Fulani herdsmen, or some of the crops they have been eaten or destroyed by the Fulani herdsmen. But when we come in, the Fulani herdsmen, they leave that place, they go.
Thank you so much, Prof. I think after the program, we chatted again, to give me his contact. I can send my family people maybe to visit him in his office.
Beautiful. Thank you for your call. Thank you for calling. We can speak after the program. Thank you. Yes, you once again. Yeah, Prof, are you back? Yes, I'm back. We know that it's hot. We know that it's hot right now in Biafra land. We understand the heat is on. A lot of people are putting clothes on their neck. Prof, we've seen a lot of people show interest. But what we are trying actually to do is to see how we can build a cooperative of people. You have a lot of people who have little capital to invest. And I think Mazi Solomon is supposed to be here to throw more light on it, because not everybody that will have the capacity.
Yeah, that's why we're going to build a portal. I told those who are in that department to build
industrial agricultural production. Giving us an estimate of what we can use to create a potato farm. That estimate is with me. And I also want to use this opportunity to put it out there for anybody who want to invest in potato farm. We're already creating the package. If you want, if you are interested, you can call on the number, call the number on the screen, so we can talk about that. A situation where people can actually put in their little funding and expect beautiful result. We have another caller from Italy. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good evening. I'm very happy for this program. Every time I watch your program, I always appreciate the way you do your program. The program is very nice, and everybody, many of my friends just like the way you do your program and the way you present your program. I'm very happy. I'm calling from Italy, Modena.
Welcome to the program.
Contributed. You know, I work in a very big company where we used to manufacture tractor. You understand? Tractor for agriculture.
Okay.
A tractor for agriculture, even though you need maybe 2 years tractor, you know, Fiat. If you can hear about Fiat company, Giannaca, there's a company they call Fiat, very big company, one of the biggest companies in the world. You're supposed to hear about Ferrari. They have the
Mazi, are you asking me? I live in Italy myself. You'll be telling me about Fiat.
That's where I worked there for over 18 years now. Actually, you know, I help people to buy tractor if it's used for agriculture, you understand, or any type of tractor, you know. So why I'm asking is that maybe this agriculture of a team is very important for we, the Biafrans, because the program, thank God that this blockage of a food item of a chain just make us now to wake up. Because without this blockage now, we cannot reason very fast now to round up to do something for ourselves.
Mazi.
With the blockage of the food.
Hello caller. Listen, we knew the blockade was coming. We knew it was coming. And we purposely set up this program, Black and White Web TV, to be able to meet up the need of this moment. We've been on this issue for the past, how many months now? Professor, we've been talking about this for the past, going to 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to educate our people, trying to give our people, to wake our people up, that there is need for everybody to put their money where their mouth is. I will be talking about it. And this food blockade have justified this program. If you've been following this program, we come here every Friday and Saturday. Yes, so we are opening a lot of channels, because the funniest part of it is that our people do not understand that agriculture is not just only going to the farm. Here in Italy, agriculture gives possibility for companies that you work in to be able to also produce and sell their machines to the farmers. It creates huge opportunity for people in the chemical industry. It gives opportunity to people even in the construction industry. You know, there is huge opportunity in agriculture. And
the issue is that for me, from next year, I want to go to this Nigeria, to Biafra land final. You understand? That is why I like this program. Because you know, this program is block of land in my place. I just need to learn to people. People used to farm there. You know, my father is into agriculture before he died. You understand? So, and that land, nobody is farming there. I don't give it to people to farm there, so that because I'm here, nobody's looking after the land. I don't give it to them. But you know, the issue is that I just want to know. Maybe I want to ask Prof if that maybe all this waste
Professor, do you? Professor, do you?
What did he say?
If you go to where Italians do farm work, they used to pour up those things in their farm. When you pass there, you hear the smell of the shit everywhere. You know, I just want to know whether is it good for if someone is doing farm, maybe in the east.
Yeah, Prof is asking if these animal dungs, the waste, can be used. Both human waste. If human waste is also good for, you know.
Yeah. We are using especially pig dung for now. We don't like poultry dungs because they are not good for our soil. What I have done, they do not do the best for us. But pig, especially pig and cow dung and goats, those ones are good. For the poultry, for now.
Prof is asking about human waste.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That human waste, if you have been listening to the program, up to our urine. We have done research on our urine.
Even
our
urine, even your urine can be used as a manure as well.
Can be used as for manure now. We have done researches on that. What we're asking people now is to try to know that fertility of the soil is not even important if you use earthworm liquid from earthworm. You don't need fertile soil. We can use even the soil you use to mold cement, mold block to farm and produce. You can use ordinary sand sand.
Thank you.
You know, from next year, I just want to go finally to start my agriculture farm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next year, that is why I'm asking to get the experience.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Thank you for your call. You can also call back after the program if there is more question. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, Prof. Yes. Thank you very much. Yeah, Prof. So we've seen our brother Elomba News have left, and we thank him for being part of this program. We appreciate his coming, and we hope he will be able to establish the contact with you to be able to have access to the land that he desires. Professor, we are expecting more calls to come in. I think some people have called. Some people have called in. I think we have a caller from South. No, is it 277? Okay, let's see if we can take this call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening.
Yes. Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Yeah. Okay. IKEM, my name is Ikechukwu Onoha.
Mazi Ikechukwu Onoha.
I want to. Yes.
Okay. Welcome to the program.
I want to. Thank you very much. Grazie. I want to speak to Prof. I've been calling you on the normal number, but you were not picking my call.
Yeah, this
with Italian number.
Okay, this program we always use WhatsApp here, not normal call. So if you call into the normal number, I might not be able to pick them because it interrupts our program. By the way.
Okay, I have to call you with my Nigerian line. Then that was the one I have WhatsApp with.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead and make your contribution.
All right, because my voice will raise a little bit. Let me come outside because the kids are sleeping. I've been watching your program anyway. All right. Mr. Ikem.
Yes.
Please, I want to speak with Prof. I want to beg Prof because I've been very, very interested in agriculture. Born in a family of agriculture, but all these techniques, knowing Prof, because it seems that Prof has a lot of technique. I want to ask Prof, is there any way, that he can employ people even from outside country? Because right now, I'm in the UK.
Employment in what term? In terms of
because you can't do something that you don't know. I can see Is Prof still there?
The Prof is here, and if you have any question, he's in a position to respond.
Yeah, I've asked my question. Just asking Prof, is there any way he can employ people from outside country? I'm right now in UK. I can tell you that even though I'm born in a family where we raised up with everything we've made ourselves, we farming, not like technically farming like that. It was just local. We made in yam, cassava, tomatoes, all the vegetable, everything, call it local things we have in our place. But what I mean here is that Prof seems to be very, very, technical, very, very technical. So I want to go into that technical to improve my skills, because I want to go back to agriculture. So I'm asking Prof, is there any way people like us, that Prof can help us to improve our skills, that I can actually work there as, he can employ me.
Okay.
Like not even like paying me money, so that I can learn the job very well, because you don't just go into what you don't know. You understand what I mean?
I understand.
I want Prof to speak to me.
Okay, Prof, he's talking about indirect skill acquisition, if I'm right.
Yeah, we have, if you look at what we say, if you look at what we saw always, we train free of charge. We train you to become an expert in a particular field. Farming is very ambiguous, very, very large. We train you freely. The reason is that we are on a mission. We are on a mission to secure Biafran land. Hello? We are on a mission to make sure that Biafran land is is independent from food and crop production. That is the mission. And also from health hazard, we should manage it without any going abroad for treatment.
Prof is breaking, but you can always get in touch after the program anyway.
All right.
You can always get in touch for further inquiries after the program.
Okay.
I'm very, very seriously in need of this. Why is it my next song that Prof is not about?
Yeah, because Prof he's breaking. His network is not excellent, so you might not be able to get him clearly. So whatever demand you're making can be sorted out after the program. You can call in on the same number and we'll link you up. Okay?
Is it Prof's number or your number?
This is the number for the program. This is number for the program. So after the program, you can always call in and we'll link you up to Professor CHINEDU.
We have a network situation here.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. IKEM.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling in. Yes, I think we have other callers. Okay, let's see if we can take this call. He's gone. If you are calling in, please call in because we'll be rounding up in the next few minutes. And Professor, somebody's okay. Let's see if we can take this call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Please turn down the volume of your device, listening device, please. Can you please turn down the volume of your listening device? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You're welcome to the program. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling from?
Thank you very much, Mazi. My name is Ostegon from Imo State. I'm based in South Africa. I want to thank you very, very much for organizing this program and talking about how we can improve Biafran land in food resources. So earlier when you were speaking about how those who cannot afford their large resources in putting up a farming or farmland, you mentioned that you were kind of asking Professor if there's an opportunity for those with less capital to get involved involved in farming, so I didn't get.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Listen. We have a company that is floated, and the name is Oriental Origin. Under Oriental Origin, we are organizing cooperatives, individuals, groups who can actually invest in tractors. You can invest in equipment. You can invest in logistics. You can invest in direct agricultural produce of all types. So right now, there is a possibility of investing in Irish potato, and we have the cost. And if you are interested in investing in Irish potato, you can fall into this package so that you can be part of that investment. Professor, I think we've been able to deal with that, and you've sent the cost of that investment across to Oriental Origin.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so yes, Prof, go ahead.
So what we are telling you now is that one ant cannot carry a stone up the hill, but 2 million ants can carry a stone up the hill. That is what Emeagwali used to discover the fastest computer. So togetherness, as when we are many doing one thing, when the gods agree, we will be able to achieve much more than one person doing. Our forefathers, everybody, every family has capacity to feed themselves. That's what they had. So agriculture was everywhere. None of you in Europe today can tell me that your father, your mother was not a farmer. Everybody was a farmer. We were not buying anything from anybody from the north and so on. So the same way, in the same vein, we have created from our traditional rule, from our cultural, our traditional.
I think Prof is having network issues, and I hope that we'll bring him back when he sort things out. Yeah, so caller, I want to say thank you very much. Is there any other question you want to put across?
Yes, I have one other question for Prof.
Yes.
Yes, my question is regarding the places he mentioned that there are lands available for farming for anyone who's interested. I want to ask him, what's the availability of water in those areas? I mean, water and farming goes hand in hand. You cannot do farming without water.
Let me respond to that quickly. I do researches, and I cannot tell you that this place is good for farming without putting into consideration the nearness to water. In Enugu State, in Ebonyi State.
I think Prof is, yes.
I must have gone there. That's why when I was talking to the Nne women, I was giving him description of the places I've gone. I've gone there, made some visibility study the place, and make sure that before I give you land, there is available river or there is available water. So they don't need to dig those. Even in Enugu State, those.
I think, yeah, Prof.
We've done this for the past 11 years. So I'm sure of what I'm doing. I'm sure I've gone to these places. I'm sure before I hand over land to you, all the prerequisites for farming will be available. Everything you need will be there, including solar or wind. Light, because it's not dependable. It's never dependable, and it's never working in the east. It's never working in the east.
Yeah,
but in other areas it may be working. I hope you heard me right.
Yeah, Prof. So he said wherever land, anywhere he recommends land, then be rest assured that everything you need in that land will be available for the particular type of crop he will recommend that you grow there. That is what he's saying. Because every land have the kind of crop that they can so that is it. So if you need a particular, if you want to go into a particular kind of crop, he will recommend a particular area of land based on his research and findings. Thank you very much for that call. Thank you for calling in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would like to follow up on the Oriental meeting.
Thank you very much. You can get in touch after the program.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Prof, I think we'll be winding down. We have other calls. If you want to call in, please, the line is open. We'll be rounding up in the next 10-15 minutes. And people are asking on the comment section, people are saying that sweet potato, somebody says sweet potato is more nutritious than Irish potato. Prof, how true is that?
Well, that is, we don't compare food. Each food has its own peculiarity and its own nutrients. Irish potato can be grown in cement bag, in empty bags, but sweet potato can only be grown on the ground. Now you pass through the insects, the herbicides, the pesticides, and the rest of them. But Irish potato, you don't pass through all those ones. Every market and every crop is important. No comparison. Yam and cocoyam, they're all there to build the body immune system, to build our health. Every crop is important, no comparison. And if you're going to be a farmer, there are things we're going to teach you. How not to talk to plants, because they will be angry with you. So there, we are online. We can say anything we like online. Although the plants are listening to you, the animals and plants are listening to this program. This you may not understand, but when you come directly to the farm, we will teach you practical traditional farming so that you know why we are successful and why we are doing what we are doing and why the Chinese are here to learn what we are doing. I want you to know they are not here. The Indians, the Chinese, they are not eating Igbo soup. They're eating gari, they're eating apple, so that they will start reasoning like us.
Yeah,
but
because
they don't know.
I've seen an Indian lady say that egusi soup is her best food. Egusi and apple is her best meal.
Yeah. So we don't write off any products. I've never heard people say they want apple, English apple orchard. Do you know that English apple, now Biafran apple, we produce for 100 years, twice a year? That if you have apple orchard, you are a multi-millionaire. And I've not heard people talk about strawberry. These are the cheap ones to produce. Plantain plantation, banana plantation.
Yeah, Prof is out, and I hope he comes back very fast to round up what he was saying before we leave the program. And I can assure you that by next week, Friday, we'll be coming back again with Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE. And if you have any question, you can prepare them. Join us on this revolution, agricultural revolution. Let's make it happen. Let's bring food to our table. Let's make enough and available food for our people. Professor, yes, you were saying something before you were interrupted by the network.
I've never heard people talk about replacing English apple that they import here that is killing us, that's coated with cancer-causing ingredients. I've never seen people talking about Irish strawberry or English grape, which we have made adaptable to our weather. We can now produce them here. I want people to develop English apple orchards. These plantain, banana, they do not need much effort. They do not need much expenses. At once you start them, they will not naturally start producing non-stop. All you need to do is to be harvesting. I've never heard people talk about that.
I think Prof is out again. I want to see how Mazi Solomon can join us. He's on the move. Mazi Solomon, can you join us?
Yes, Mazi Pat. I don't know if my voice is coming out clearly.
Yeah. On the average, you can manage. But are you on Bluetooth or something?
Yes, I'm on Bluetooth because I'm driving, so I am on hands-free. So I've left the place that I was meeting from before. So due to some technical problems, so I'm now on move. So I don't know if my voice is coming clearly, or if it's not coming clearly, I may not continue in the program.
Your voice is not bad. I believe that the audience can hear you. But there is something Prof was saying before he went out. Can you allow Prof to finish what he was saying, please? Prof, go ahead.
Yes,
as I said, we need to invest on English apple, which we have discovered how to make them adaptable to our weather. We need to invest on strawberry. We need to invest on English grape. They are now available here. We can have orchards and develop it. We need to invest on plantain and banana. Those ones don't need much labor, because at once you start, all you need to do is to keep harvesting. An English apple will produce for 100 years. And banana can produce for 2,000 years, non-stop. So it's the same thing with plantain. Only strawberry we produce for months and stop. Grapes will produce for hundreds of years. These are the ones that do not need much attention because they are natural. I want people to think about investing in these areas.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. Mazi Solomon Peter.
Yes, I have questions for Prof. Prof, why did they call that apple English apple? Why was it English apple in the first place?
That's why I called it BIAFRANS apple, because they think it's growing only in England. But it's growing. I went to Switzerland, I saw it in Switzerland. I went to some places, like Amsterdam in Sweden, I saw it there. So they call it English because it looks as if the English brought it to us during the colonial. They normally call it colonial. I'm sorry, they don't call it colonial. During the terrorist work, but they were terrorists actually. When they were terrorists in Africa. So during that terrorist effort, they brought it. So that's why it is during that name.
Okay. Prof, let's assume, for instance, I have land in Lagos and a house, and also for almost 10 years now, he has almost 5 plots of land in Lagos in a well-strategic place. He has invested and built that very place. But if you ask Mazi Pat now, how much, apart from the money that the land has appreciated over the years, but if you ask him how much he has benefited, how much gain he has benefited from those large huge investments, he might not give you any good account of how he has benefited from buying the land and building a house in it instead of making agriculture. Mazi Pat, am I right?
You're right, absolutely.
Okay, Mazi Pat cannot give account. Even of my friends who also have house, they rented it to people where people are living. Some people were not paying rent. Some people, one of my brother here with me went for Thanksgiving on January, that some tenants that have been occupying, that have been living in his house, one of them eventually moved out, who was not even paying rent, and even going to because I won't call the native doctor, to the evil, what can I call them? Prof, please, can you help me? Because you know last time when I accuse native doctors, you get angry and I'm accusing you. So what can I call those people? What can I call those people? So he went to look for people who are making sham. Who are making sham for his landlord? Who are making sham for him for his landlord? Soothsayers is also supernaturalist. I can say the occultic people or evil people, who are making shams to kill another person or to stop another person's progress. And this my friend and my brother is doing Thanksgiving that such tenants move out of his house, finally move out of his house. That people finish building a house, building a mansion, and they get themselves into a battle that they did not deserve. But in agriculture, if you have a portion of land and you are planting, you will be able to plant banana there, and you are able to plant apple in that very land. You will be harvesting it without having any battle with any evil tenant. With any evil tenant who will be even going to evil people to make sham to stop your progress. Prof, what do you have to say? What do you have to do more as to regard to what I'm trying to analyze here? Because there was a time you are telling us in this program that a plot of land, what somebody can benefit from his plot of land that is being given out for. Prof, can you elaborate on this? Thank you.
Yeah, a plot of land, nationally, a plot of land should give you between 4 to 10 million naira per annum if you work on it very well with varieties of crops and this thing. But then the tenants, the money you spend to build house is not up to the money you are going to spend to have that place farmed. That's why I'm telling the Biafrans who are building houses everywhere, at the end you lose the house. When you get the land, use the land for farming and then repatriate the money. That's what the Chinese are doing here. They come here, buy the land, farm on it. They're not building any house. They use whatever they have, they repatriate the land to China. That is exactly what they're doing. That's what I've been teaching. There's one Shike Ogums. If he's online, he will tell you what we discussed when he brought me to Ikorodu town in Lagos 2 years ago. He paid for my transport on the road. The second time I'm coming the next year, he paid my flight ticket. I told him, you are an agent. The land you are having everywhere, why not waiting for somebody to buy for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? If you are farm on the land, which they gave to you as an agent for 2, 3 years, you use the money you got the land to buy the land from the landlords. And then you can now rent the land at your own spare time. After you have farmed on it for a long time, you start selling them plot by plot. He did that and was very successful. I wanted him to come on the program and explain. And I keep on repeating, Biafrans are building mansions outside Biafran land. And when you come here, they have nothing. And when you talk, they will give an excuse that the people want to kill them. What about those where they want to kill you? Are you not losing your properties there later to the Fulanese and others? So I still insist that Biafrans should start behaving like the Chinese are doing. Take that land, use it for farming, repatriate the money here, use it to develop this place. Instead of making 40, 50, 60 million and to be able to build a house, and then you start fighting with tenants or maybe bank or whatever rentage you want to do. How long does it take you to recover the money you spent in building the house? But if you have spent something like 500,000, 1 million on that land for farming, in less than 4 months, you are getting your revenue back. You're getting your capital back, you're getting your interest back. And the things you planted there are continuous reproductions. That's why I'm introducing English apple, which is now Biafran apple, English grape, English strawberry, and banana and plantain, which you can have there. A plot will give you 200 plantain. An average plantain will produce one. If you produce one plantain, one bunch, it will give you 200 bunch times 4,000 in 6 months. Now, you can use the seed of plantain to produce 24, or let's say you produce 3,000 seedlings of plantain through the seed of the plantain. And each seedling is 600 naira times 3,000. That will give you 1.8 million. So at the end of 6 months, you have already made 3 to 4 million naira in a plot of land. That is exactly what I'm teaching the people. You don't need to go and take plantain sucker or banana sucker. Use the seed of the plantain. Use the seed of the banana to produce suckers. And each sucker is 600 naira. And each bunch of plantain can give you 2,000 to 3,000 suckers from planting. I will teach you how to use the sucker to produce. So at the end of learning this, is which you are teaching free of charge, an average businessman will no longer go and build a house. you will now go into farming, because that's what gives you quick return and reparation of your money to Biafran land. I hope you understood me. Am I understood?
Beautiful. I think we've said, yes, Mazi Solomon is muted. I think we've said all that over and over again in this program. Mazi Solomon, we have to start winding down now. We spent over 2 hours, 24 minutes. And we'll be coming back next week, Friday, to continue from where we stopped. Mazi Solomon, do you have any other thing to add?
Yes, just as you have said, we are here to encourage farming in our land. Very, very important. Last month, I was shown a land in, I think, towards Octa, there about. So, and the one plot of land is where they showed me is 30 million. 30 million. There is no house, there is no bed.
Yeah, Baz, I think we have a caller. We have a caller from USA. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. Mazi.
Yes. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Yeah, I was having an idea of going to poultry, you know. So, Mr. Kabinaka from PROF,
I think Prof have said it before that he advised people to go into turkey poultry instead of chicken. Prof, am I right?
Instead of chicken. Yeah, because of the starters. Starters should not start with chicken. Starters should start with turkey because of its resistance and also the value in the market. An average turkey is 35 naira in the market. An average chicken, you can't sell it more than 4,000 naira. But the food eating is higher in turkey. But the resistance to death, anything can happen to the poultry, they can die and you get discouraged. That's why I say start small. Big things are made of small things. And gain experiences, then you can go into poultry, into, chicken. To start with turkey, please.
Did you hear what Prof said, that he advised you to go into turkey farm instead of, at least for a start, instead of chicken
because
poultry?
Of experiences you may not like to encounter. I'm not frightening you, but just understand we are talking from experience here, based on our weather condition. Yeah. If you start with turkey, after some months, you are now, from the experience you have there, go into chicken. But if you start with chicken and experience this failure, you may be discouraged. But turkey hardly.
Yeah, I think you've gotten some clue. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for contributing. Thank you very much. Yes. So Prof is having the same network issue. Mazi Solomon, I think we have to start rounding up now.
Yes, I'm giving out my final words because we always want to remind people why we are doing what we are doing, is just to make sure that our food return back to what is valuable for us, so we can sustain our race as a people. So we want our people to go back into family, knowing that in all the places we have traveled, we have seen how countries and nations took the issue of farming very serious in their own state. And we have to develop that very culture. And that is why Oriental origin is here. You need to register into Oriental origin. Register into Oriental origin. So that the smallest amount you have can make you to come together with somebody. And you will have something doing even while you are at abroad. That at the end of every month or end of every year or end of even doing before the year runs out, you can be able to say, during my family, I have so. That it's not all about the too much gain that comes out of it. But think about feeding your nation. Think about feeding your people to reduce crime. Because it is in this moment that is sending people into crime. It is that is making your environment unbearable. To say it. So when people are going empty stomach, you that have the money is not safe. You that have the money is not safe. What you kept at home is not safe. People will look for a way to vandalize it in order to make a living, in order to eat food. So, but if you come with that idea that you need to farm, feed your village, and feed your community, that they can come to market and they will see people with little need and they can see what to buy to eat. Then you have reduced hunger and you have reduced crime, and by so doing, you have made your environment or your community safer. And it is very important also that if anything, like as Nigeria is going up and down today and we are seeing the collapse of Nigeria, what about if it results to Nigeria? There is anarchy and this and that. How do you feed your own people? How do you sustain your own people? How do you sustain your mother? Just a few years ago, they stopped the food. They said they stopped it to be controlled even with families that are killing people in the bush. They stop the food because they believe that they can punish you with that because you have no arrangement. You have no arrangement to resist such things. So because they know you don't have resistance to it, that's why they do it. But they stop the food, they not stop the oil that they are getting from Biafran land going to the north. But they stop the food that is coming to you. It's broken to that adage that our people say that he told his wife, he concocted something and said to his wife that this is where my life is. And he kept it somewhere in the house and said anything anytime you bring it down, you finish my life. So when he makes the woman angry, anytime he makes the woman angry, the woman will be attempt to go and say that because he wants the man's blood to eat. That is what Allah are doing. That is what some other part of the world are doing. Because they know where they say that your life is being hanged. So any next life provocation, they will want to bring it down. So our people will go to north and they will make arrangements for farming. But when it comes to our place, we are not farming. We are not making every one of us want to enter materialize to take a higher risk than the lesser risk of making money. So my people should come back to farming. If you are in abroad, join Original Origin. Call the number free. We'll guide you on how you can start up. On how you can start up. In my village right now, Chinese are already building farming here, investing heavily. And very soon you will depend your feeding on them. So very important that people should wake up. That's my last word on the program today, and I will constantly join in this very discussion until our people wake up to reality.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
As the hero that actually made this to happen. God bless you. My name is Solomon Peter.
Thank you very much, Mazi Solomon. Thank you for being here with us. I think Prof is gone as well, and I want to say thank you for being part of the program. For many of you who dropped your comment, for many of you who called in, I want to say thank you. For anybody who is interested in any form of support or agricultural engagement, can get in touch through the number on the screen, 3 + 39 388 177 9665. I want to say thank you once again. We'll be rounding up this program, and I hope that we'll be seeing you guys next week, Friday, as usual, to continue from where we stopped. Until we meet again, my name is Maazi IKEM Patrick DK, and it is my pleasure to have you. And I want to say good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you might be, and have a wonderful weekend. And God bless you.
Yeah. Agabi. Yo. You can head into the future. That's where I belong. I'm heading out. That's where I belong. Don't let no one pull you down, cause they don't laugh at you. Don't let no one laugh at you. When things get better, they begin to invest for you. When you go through hard time, they laugh at you. You gotta learn to live behind, because they don't belong to you. That's true. That's true. That's how it is. You cannot say you my friend when you stab me behind. That's how it is. Agabi. Where my eye don't see, Madu no be talk am. Where I don't see, Madu no be talk. The power one sense I